we joined Temple Sinai in 1990. We took an early retirement and went around the world. When we came back, we were still in our 50s, and we wanted to do something that was important. Our Jewish tradition talks about something called tikkun olam, which means to repair the world. And that was the way that we thought would be a good way to do it. Even though people don't realize it, people were very surprised that we were going to bring food to needy people in Palm Springs, because people think that everybody is rich in Palm Springs, but of course we know that that's not true.
When Gail said she wanted to start a food program, what did you say?
I said it's a great idea because we don't play tennis and we don't golf, and we wanted to do things that would benefit the community. And that was one idea that I thought was a great idea.
And so, Gail, when you brought your idea to Temple, what did they say about the food program?
Well, we had what we call a scholar in residence come to the Temple for a weekend. His name was Danny Siegel, and he's called the Mitzvah Man. And mitzvah is loosely translated as good deed. It really means commandment. And he brought the idea of doing something for social action to the Temple community. And that's what got me started. And so they were ripe. They were ready for a project. And simultaneously, a man named Joe Berlasky had come to the Temple. He wanted to start a food project because he had starved during when he was a young boy, and he wanted to do something, but he needed somebody to organize it for him. So it was a perfect match. We started the food program in 1993, and at that time we were actually a food bank. We actually were a place where people came to get food, and we did that for about a year and a half, and then we realized that really wasn't the best thing the thing that we needed to do. We realized that there was a community of people who couldn't get to the food bank, and they needed to have food delivered to them. So we were delivering out of a free location in Cathedral City, and then our location got sold, and it was no longer a free location. So we had to find a new home, and we were not too far from Find, and so we went to Find and asked if we could join them, and then.
There was a problem.
He'll tell you about the problem.
Okay.
I'm a problem solver. And Gail said, go talk to Wayne Robinson. And I did. And after having a long conversation with him, he set us up as, at the time, they were limited to the amount of people they could have, but he put us in as a kosher division of Find. That's how he got us into Find as a auxiliary to Find, and he set up on San Pablo space where we could put our food in and pack it and sort it and deliver it, and that's how we started.
How many households were you delivering to for that first month?
We were probably about 80 or 90. Now, for many years, we've been doing 150 bags, and we find that 150 is how many we can pack, and we can sort, and we can deliver with our volunteer staff.
So you were there during the Cathedral City days.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Before the fire.
Yes, I always like to talk about. So give me your version of what happened with the fire.
Well,
what do you remember?
All I know is the fire put us out of business, and there was a period of time that we had to make arrangements to rent space to continue our project.
So let's talk about the families that you serve.
Okay.
And the volunteers. How many volunteers now?
Every Tuesday morning at 7 o'clock, about 10 volunteers show up here. This is before the pandemic, and packed 150 bags that were pre-marked, and then go out. They went out on 7 different routes. Some of the packers did routes. Some of the routes we had just people. Some people only delivered. Some people. It was a whole mixed bag. But every Tuesday we got out 150 bags, and that's about 130 families.
All right. So Saul, when you talk to the volunteers about the program and the meaning of the program to them, what are some of the things that they shared about why they wanted to volunteer and how it made them feel?
I think they all felt the same way that we did, that they wanted to give something to the community. And every one of them, it almost became like a family. The Packers all had fun together, and they all wanted to do something for the community, and they still do. Even with the change of what we've done, coming every other Tuesday, we still have Zoom meetings with all the people that were packers and deliverers, and everybody is still has a good feeling about helping the community.
Right now, we're bringing USDA food. Actually, I was telling Miss Holiday, we bring USDA food was just dry food, and actually some of my volunteers were complaining because they felt that we were not giving food that people were really enjoying, and I spoke to my contact here, and you were able to get us produce. And so now every other Tuesday, our volunteers bring a bag of staples and a bag of fresh produce.
But to answer your question,
wait a second.
we get a lot of people that call up and thank us for helping. Some of them say that it's enough for them to live and assist, and so most of the times, I would say 99.9% are all happy that we've been able to deliver to them.
I think 100. I was telling Ms. Holiday that now that our volunteers actually deliver twice as many bags, because each client gets 2 bags, and before we went ahead with it, I checked with them, I texted them, and everybody said it was great for them. I have 0 complaints. They're doing double the work, but they're so happy to be bringing the fresh produce to our clients that it's not a problem at all.
I don't think we could exist without Fine's help.
No, you're our only. You're our go-to place, and we have never had anything but cooperation from Wayne Robinson once Saul got that settled, to you, and people all along the way, and everybody has always been helpful. We are only actually able to do it because as partner agencies of Fine, and as we've been delivering to over 150 bags every week for 28 years, and it's only because of Fine.
What's your favorite memory from the program?
Favorite memory from the program? I think maybe memories. I think the Fine personnel, because I've developed really wonderful relationships with some of the long-standing people, and have always been known that I could count on Fine to have my back. And there have been times when the only time that we weren't able to deliver on all these years was two times. Once when you had the street was being paved and nobody could get in, and once when the first week of the pandemic, when no one over 65 could go into the warehouse, and that of course eliminates basically all of us. But I think that's truthfully the fact that we were able getting out the food. The food is obviously the salient point, but to be able to do it with the Fine personnel, everybody's always been available to us, responsive to us, and thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Saul, your favorite memory from the program?
It's exactly the same. I always enjoyed when Willie would on Tuesday I see him with his his hoist, coming in and taking things. Now the relationship we've had with Fine has been outstanding, and we hope to continue it with our new director, and the relationship we have with Find is outstanding. So everything Gail said is the same thing that I would say.
Well, I'm glad that you two will still be around with the program.
Thank you.